Hey there friends, hey, welcome to another video. Welcome to my hideaway here in my new storage unit. I just rented this out over the weekend and just trying to make it workable so I can use it as a storage center and workable shop for my business and stuff. So yeah, I guess today I just want to talk about the events leading up to this move I'm making right now, I guess. And I just want to say, oh, first of all, sorry about my grunge appearance, you guys. I've been working all day long in this 100-degree weather, trying to put the shop together and stuff. So, I'm kind of grunge looking right now. I've been sweating all day, and I'm sure my hair looks awful. So, what are we going to talk about? I just want to talk about, and I don't want anybody to feel obligated to have to listen to my videos, you guys. I'm doing this more than anything for me, to narrate my story. I know a lot of times, I'm sure a lot of people that are fighting, for freedom in this culture, a culture where we're fighting, being able to be separate from, the matrix programming and different ideologies that we don't agree with and stuff. It can be a struggle, with having, people trying to put, stigmatize us and put labels on us and, smear campaigns and stuff like that. And sometimes I feel like, just putting out, videos like this, you can go a long ways to, counter those, counter stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about, I guess, last 15 months, leading up to my move that I'm making right now. I just rented a room here in the valley, here in Bountiful. So, but yeah, I was back in May of last year. I moved from Evergreen Circle and into my friend Japhet's home on Bountiful Boulevard. And we had some good times. Japhet's been a long time friend of mine, and he's one of those friends you really identify with, just because he's been through the same struggles, the same, for fighting for custody of his kids as well, and for in a system where oftentimes you just feel like, giving up, and that a lot of times it may just be hopeless. It's kind of sad, but yeah, we've kind of held together and we've become real close friends. We try to have each other's backs a lot of times where you feel like no one would really, I guess, understand your situation and stuff like that. But that's enough of playing victim, you guys. So yeah, we moved up to his place and made good friends with the people in his ward. Just that ward up there. We hung out with some of the neighbors. We could go to their home on the weekends and watch movies in their home theater with popcorn. That was a lot of fun. And other families, so we'd have elders form activities where we'd go and watch sports in people's homes, have barbecues, and got to know some people and made good friends. Hopefully lifetime customers. But you do kind of feel like you're out of your element. Being a handyman, living up, trying to hobnob with all those rich, wealthy folks. I don't know if that's for me. So I'm in a sense, you could say I'm kind of relieved to be back in the valley, back where I identify people more at my level. It was fun for a minute. It's interesting to see that perspective. And have a different perspective of the valley, I guess. It's probably a more beautiful view back in the day when there's actually lake to look at. Now it's just all marsh and overgrowth is at least up to the Antelope Island out there and stuff. So one blessing, guys, I like to count my blessings. Oftentimes you feel like in the position you're placed in, going through this stuff, you often feel like life only gives you crumbs, and you have to be content with just eating the crumbs under people's tables. But what can you do about it? You still have to live life, and you can't live life disgruntled. So you have to just count those blessings. You have to gather those crumbs and just count them as pearls. Otherwise, life will beat you down. So, but one one good blessing that came my way is I had the opportunity of my son came. You know, this was after he fled the coop, left home and stuff. He offered to come help me with my handyman business. And I often tell people, you know, it may not be the career of choice for a lot of people. It's not a lot of status that goes with being a handyman and stuff like that. But you know, you learn. You go work with a handyman for a few months, you'll learn life skills that you'll be able to use for the rest of your life. You won't hesitate to pick up a bucket of drywall mud and you know, fix a hole in your walls in your homes, or you know, fix your own plumbing, you know, fix your sprinklers, you know, whatever it is, you name it. But he got a host of experience, and he was by the time he left me, he was fixing and installing sheetrock like a pro, and painting like a pro, and even doing plumbing repairs and sprinkler system repairs, you know, like a pro. He did a host of stuff, and that's something I'll always count as a blessing, even though, you know, there at the end we did kind of we ended on bad terms. And that's why. Probably the biggest reason why we both decided we're going to leave, you know, part ways, and he moved and I ended up moving out of there too. And a lot of it has to do with just the nature of the situation. And anyone that goes through this as a man probably knows what I'm talking about. It's not something I like to talk about, but you know, just because of the nature of the situation, you know, the emotions and you know, the politics have played in our lives for so many years and stuff, that it's just you know, complicates things. And so you just kind of keep a prayer in the back of your head that, you know, the things will improve, and maintain that relationship with God, so that so at some point you can you know, count on those prayers that he will be able to have a hand and be able to help improve your relationships with people and overcome that. But yeah, like I said, that's, yeah, just an incredible experience I had, and he brought blessings into my life as well. He's the one that got me going to the gym. You know, after work, he'd see to it that me and him, he'd pull me out of my room and we'd go to the gym every evening. And he's got me in that routine. That's something I can't give up now. You know, a good habit that I've been able to incorporate. And you guys, I'm in the gym every morning, and I love it. It helps me, you know, fight anxiety, and, you know, sweat out the hate, and, you know, fight off depression and stuff like that. So it's been an incredible blessing. It's just, but yeah, it's sad that I guess it ended the way it did. But yeah, I always count it as a blessing. You know, another experience I had was, you know, attending church with Jake at that family award. He always made me sit in the very front row with him. I guess he claimed that it was a better experience sitting in front. But one week I was sitting in front with him and looked up and saw a familiar face. I couldn't place where I'd seen him before, so I nudged Jake, and he told me it was Brother Dawson. And I immediately connected him with Judge Dawson. He was the one that was over my on my 18-month probation. He was the one that I had to report to once a month, make sure I was minding my P's and Q's, and I was, you know, fulfilling all my obligations, and you know, getting drug tested, you know, twice, sometimes three times a week. You know, even though I'd never done drugs before, you know, I'll kind of just follow the same protocol. That got expensive, you know, $20 a pop. You can imagine. And anyways, you know, as soon as I connected the dots, it was just a fear came over me. I'm like, no way, that cannot be Judge Dawson. And anyways, I was, yeah, just a fear came over me. I half expected him to signal someone on the side there to, you know, go put the handcuffs on me and take me out of the chapel. So anyways, but yeah, anyways, me and him became good friends. He came to the house, and we were able to visit, and he always made it a point whenever he'd look for me at church to come say hi to me, and you know, we didn't talk a whole lot about what happened and stuff, but just him wishing to, you know, come look for me and say hi to me, it just showed me that he was, I mean, he showed a lot of empathy and just understanding, and you could see the love in his heart. and just to, you know, see that other side of the judge, it just blew me away, you guys. Hey, I'm going on 10 minutes here, so I'm gonna look for a continuation of this on the next video. See you in the next one. Thanks, guys.